right, you guys, podcast time.
Choose quieter.
Fucking podcasting right now.
Chew quieter.
And now, to the podcast studio.
Hello and welcome back to Chew Quieter. We were kind of off last week. We had a scheduling conflict and we just couldn't sync up our periods, so we took the week off. Well, your periods, not my. I don't have a period. You guys
I don't have a period. I don't have a period either. So I guess it was a Mondo.
It was me and my Midol. My Midol vacation.
Yes,
Yeah.
But we're back.
Yeah, now we're back. And what a week to be back. Holy shit.
Damn.
A lot has happened this past week.
Yep.
It's crazy shit. We'll start off with, like everyone knows, you've probably seen all the memes by now. There was a zebra on the loose in Tennessee.
Zebra.
God damn it.
Zebra.
Hey, it's what it's pronounced on Facebook. Zebra.
Zebra is a zebra for the English people here.
For those of you here that are here legally.
Yeah.
Hey, we have an update about that too. All right, assholes. Look, you know what?
So the zebra, really quick. The zebra was a private zoo, and it got out of this guy's private zoo down here near me, actually, in Rutherford County. I'm in Bedford, but it's the county right next to me. So the zebra has been on the loose for like a week, and they finally got it, and they trapped it, and then they airlifted the fucker out in a helicopter. And the thing is just spinning.
Green card.
Uh,
You
got a green card.
So not an immigrant, not an illegal immigrant. I'm an immigrant.
You're not illegal. You're here for a short time.
Yes.
So what does the green card give you? Like, what kind of access to things?
So it allows me into the Oval Office, and what else does it let me do? It allows me to, I don't know, work, bank, get a driver's license,
Not get taken away by ICE.
not getting taken away by ICE, stuff like that. We'll talk about that in a second, because there's a lot of people in California right now in LA that don't have one of them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, those are the people throwing rocks. But like you said, we'll get to that in a minute.
yes, the
I don't
zebra.
really believe it's them.
Man, now you got me saying zebra.
Because it is zebra.
I swear, I'm losing my damn Australian accent. I'm telling you, I'm starting to be an American.
Do you say Wizard of Oz, or is it Wizard of Oz?
It's wizard.
So then, what's with the zebra? And
Because zebra is how everybody else says it, apart from America. America is the only place that says zebra.
Take off zebra.
Yeah. So, I thought it was funny because the caption I saw was just the zebra up in the air, just sitting down in that basket of net, just hanging out.
yeah, let me see if I can find that video really quick, because it is kind of funny. Yeah, here it is. He's just kind of, yeah, like you said, he's like
Just hanging
looking
out.
around as this thing is just spinning in the air.
Yep. I was waiting for him to throw up because, like, are you going to get dizzy, dude?
He just looks so like he's pissed off. Like fuck you guys.
Yep. Yeah, look at him. He's just like, woo-hoo. It's like watching Madagascar.
Oh, that would be funny if they had Chris Rock just doing the narration of this.
Dude, it's going to come
Airlift.
out. It's going to come out.
Yeah, it's gonna come in freaking Chris Rock voice.
Yep, it's got to come.
Look at he's just running down the road. This is in Christiana. This is right down the street from me. Just going through people's neighborhoods and shit. That looks like it could be my neighborhood.
Yeah. It's hilarious. Like, walk at the front and go, what the fuck?
So just for a week, they just seen him just like zip by here and there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like everyone on the local pages, Facebook pages would be like, Ed sighting. He's on Highway 231 and blah, blah, blah.
And he wouldn't
so
just come
funny.
to some carrots or something.
No. I mean, it's a wild zebra pretty much, right? Or zebra. Sorry, Chris.
Well,
Don't
what
mean
do
to
they
offend
eat?
your delicate ears.
Yeah.
What
You say-
what
you say-
what is
You say
What
it
do they
enough, I'm
eat?
going to turn American. They eat grass.
Why can't you just give him some good grass?
Oh, did you
Calm
not
him
see?
down?
Hang on. Did you not see all the green grass that's out there?
I know.
It's all nice for him.
Right. Come on.
He's a picky eater.
Yeah.
Apparently. Jeez.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I don't think I had that on my bingo card this year. So just to see that.
Well, you know what? Tennessee had the wild zebra. Well, he said it again. The wild zebra running around. Alabama had the wild kangaroo a couple of weeks ago.
Really?
So what's going on with this damn country? Like 2 states apart. Are the zoos just letting animals loose? What's going on?
By the way, Alabama is not horrible. When I drove through it, it's not horrible. Now, when I say that because you brought up Montgomery being a shithole.
Oh, yeah, it's a shithole.
Now, I did see the signs like, hey, if you keep fucking going south,
It gets
just
better.
keep going, just keep going, you're going to see Montgomery. And I was like, Chris was just telling me about this shit. Like, do I really want to just
Don't
what
get
he's
off the
talking
highway.
about?
Don't get off the highway. Just stay on the interstate, drive straight past.
So basically, Montgomery is the Memphis of Alabama.
Yes.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't
Birmingham seemed pretty nice.
Birmingham was nice.
remember- as long as it doesn't get dark and you go downtown.
Oh,
Oh,
so it
it's
is like
rough.
Memphis.
Hey, yeah, it's rough. We had a customer of ours nearly had his Camaro stolen at the hotel. That was so close to stealing it. He literally walked inside and went to sleep, and 30 minutes later, it was nearly stolen. Like, it's bad.
Funny thing is, now that I have a BMW, an expensive looking car, even though it's not expensive, I still have I have a habit now. I've developed a habit, I should say, of shit. Is my car outside? If I'm in the Lowe's, like I should get like one of those things that triggers my phone to tell me if someone's fucking with my car type thing. You know?
Yeah, you need to get a dash cam for sure.
I've never had that worried before because I had a shitty Jeep.
Well, and you had a Tacoma. No one wants to take a Tacoma,
Yeah.
especially a red one that's like faded paint.
No, it wasn't faded. That's just the way they come.
It's a factory option.
It was oxidized.
It's
it was
matte.
oxidized by the sun.
It's
Yes.
a matte. It wasn't a gloss.
Yes.
There's only so much rub one can do for a paint job like that. And it actually did a pretty good job, so kudos to Rub One.
Yep. So,
By the way, this whiskey today is just flowing. So I might say some shit that's just so off.
cool. Let's
Collar.
do it. I'm just drinking water, so you know.
I'm the only one drinking today.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
that?
What do you got?
Seltzer water. It's a seltzer
Oh,
water.
God.
He's on the hard stuff.
Tangerine seltzer water.
This podcast has gone downhill quick.
Well, I got to drive home now. I do all the podcasts at the office.
I have stuff to do after, so I can't be drinking today.
So what do you guys think about the NCAA now having to pay their players?
Well, I think it should never have happened. Because now, what? They're going to throw matches to get paid? I don't know. It's just... I don't know. To me, you shouldn't be paid to play for school or college.
No. Because you're already getting paid an education,
Yes.
which if you do it correctly is going to pay dividends in the end when you're done playing basketball.
Well, that's okay. Well, fine then. If you're playing for a scholarship and you get paid, you pay the school back the scholarship fees.
I could see that as
Well, because
something that might happen, but I doubt.
you're there for a
Here's
scholarship.
here's what needs to happen. The NCAA players, the female and male players of all the sports, need to have a collective bargaining agreement with the NCAA. This will iron out any issues now or tomorrow.
Because the same thing will happen with professional sport. One person will get paid more than the other, and it's just going to turn into a mess.
Well, I mean that happens now at professional sports. I mean,
Yeah, but it
there's-
doesn't need to happen in the college.
But even the past
no,
few
it
years,
doesn't. Yeah.
even the past few years, college sports has been in a decline because of the NAL.
Yeah. I thought it was a bad idea.
Whenever that happened, it was just like it's like trading. You never have a team that has like any sort of symmetry or presence or whatever. It's just like whoever the highest paid can get you contract. So
Yeah, what school has the most viewership for TV?
right,
I want to be seen, so I'm going to go here.
Yeah. So now you're no longer just going to college and getting picked up. You're going for what money you're going to get out of the college now. So I don't know. It just
I don't like the idea overall of paying students. I can see their point in getting paid for their likeness. There's a valid argument there that should be done. But at the same time, these outlets that are using their likeness don't have to, because they're paying a license. So if they were just smart about it, they can, like the video games, for example, if they were smart about it, instead of paying a licensing fee for their likeness or even a team, just use the colors, come up with a fake name. Like old school NBA Jam, they had Laker colors, but the name was the beach or some shit like that. So, and somewhere along the line, I think what had happened was video game people and marketing people realized, in order for this game to sell, we have to do this. We have to sell this because the kids want to play as Kobe. They want to play as Jordan. They want to play as LeBron. They want this. They want that. So I think that's why there is that. But if there never was that, they could always just revert easily right now back to how it was in the 90s and it just being super generic. And not have to pay that and still reap the benefits.
Yeah. I don't know. It's all just
money ruins every sport.
Even professional sports. I mean, it's almost terrible. I mean, any team sports I just refuse to watch anymore. Racing, few here and there, but I mean, other than Supercross, I'm like out on most sports.
Yeah, I haven't followed much sports just because I don't know. It's not raw anymore. There's so much money involved. It's like you don't know if they're being truthful or not. I go back to when I used to do horse racing. When I used to be a strapper for harness horses, I walked into the trainer's room one day and they're all working out who's going to win this race.
You a horse stripper?
Horse strapper, not stripper, strapper. Just because, they could, and all the owners would go and bet on the horse that's going to win for that race. I'm like, you know what? Everything's rigged. Maybe not so much motorsport, because that's pretty hard, but...
Yeah, I was going to say that. Motorsport, it's hard to do that.
Unless you drive a Bronco and just cheat, so...
But if it's a team motorsport, there are ways that your team can have an advantage.
Oh, of course.
And
in Formula One all the time.
Yeah, it's done on purpose. Like you said, in Formula One, someone will crash on the fourth to last lap to guarantee a safety car. And what happens under a safety car? You can't pass. So that guarantees your teammate that's in first place to finish under the safety car in first place and win.
Yep.
Yeah.
It can be gross. Let's face it. But what I keep thinking is I want to relive the nostalgia of the great sports moments. Being from Los Angeles, I've had a lot of great sports moments. I've been lucky to live in Los Angeles at a time where the Lakers have won, five in one era and 4 in a different era. My favorite baseball team has only won 1. One of my favorite football team has won 1 in my lifetime. So I kind of have been a little bit spoiled, to say the least, that my teams win championships. So I go back to that because I've had great times partying after a Lakers championship. Not necessarily the rioting that goes on right now in Los Angeles, but I remember times where I was living in Denver by myself and the Lakers have won a championship. And I'm the only one in my apartment complex jumping up and down, screaming like there's a fucking lunatic in the room because my team won. And I'll never forget that. Just like I'll never forget the times going downtown LA and seeing the parades. I've just been spoiled. And it sucks now because I'm not a Lakers fan anymore. Because of a lot of things in the NBA that have changed that I hate. The players jumping from team to team to team just because of, they want to build a super team is bullshit. The era that we grew up in, there were no super teams. They were just organically made. The rules have changed so much. The ignoring of the rules has increased. The players thinking that they're being a player gives them a platform to speak on political things, which is a turnoff to all the fans, is another reason that I just tuned out. The play has gone downhill, but that's beside the whole point. Now I'm just kind of in the whiskey, but
you are.
But
off in the forest and with no flashlight at night time.
Yeah.
But sports has always been probably more through like the 60s to the 90s. The big market teams always ruled because they always had the most money to be able to spend. Mm-hmm. They could attract more asses and seats, so they could pay more money, and that's kind of where it started, probably in the 60s, where you started getting contracts, and then by like the late 70s, early 80s, it was the ridiculous contracts that started becoming the demise of that. But now you can't go to a baseball game. Someone was saying that for the couple, it was like $250 to go to a baseball game, have a couple beers and a dog.
Yeah.
Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, who's doing that?
Well, that's the funny thing is nowadays the minor leagues are getting higher attendance now because of that. Mm-hmm. One of the big names right now is the Savannah Bananas.
The Bananas, they're crazy. That's like
they're a great show. They're like the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball.
Yes,
but it's super entertaining for a sport that's supposed to be super pure. It's super entertaining.
It's funny as hell, and it's fun to watch, and they do all kinds of different weird crap.
See, I go to a baseball game and I'm bored. Like, hit it there. To me, it's not fun. Now, would I go and watch the guys in the Savannah team? Yes. Because they do funny shit. Like, it's entertaining.
The banana ball.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, but
in a way, that's kind of how the Harlem Globetrotters started too. Was there was a down period in the NBA, and these guys that had exceptional dribbling talent were like, "Hey, let's do this," and it just took off.
Yep.
Trick ball and play. Yeah, Bananas are doing good though. They have like a lot of cool things that they're bringing in. My buddy Flippy, he's a flair bartender out in Vegas at the Carnival. Him and a couple of his team guys are out there doing like shows and stuff at the stadiums now, which is pretty cool. Yeah, he's following the team around. He's going from location to location doing shows, which is pretty cool.
We just got to look at what that waste management company's done for golf out in Arizona.
Oh yeah,
like that's insane.
That's a shit show and a half.
Yeah,
but it's hilarious.
It's a shit show.
What's the horse race? I think it's the Preakness, where they have the porta potties lined up, and they have the guys running from one end of the porta potties on the roof of the porta potties to try to make it to the other end without falling off or falling in.
Haven't heard of that one.
I think it's the Preakness. Can't remember, but that's a shit show too.
It's going to be entertaining. Like, most shit shows are entertaining.
Yeah.
It's Kentucky Derby did it.
The Kentucky Derby.
I don't get horse racing. I just don't. I'm sure there's some sort of skill level to being a jockey. I guess, you got to whip a horse really well and be
it's
a
timing
6-year-old in an adult body.
Yeah, it's timing and knowing the horse.
It's timing, knowing the horse, reacting to other horses, finding the line. I mean, it's like racing, and it's any little advantage you can get, you take.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get Ed the zebra and put him in the fucking horse race.
He was pretty.
You see the way that fucker was flying down the street in that video?
Yeah. As long as he's not on asphalt, he's good. He seemed to triple it on the asphalt.
Yeah, he almost took a digger.
Just roar like a lion, and he'll be fucking off down the road like a like Speedy Gonzales.
He's like, shit, I'm back in Africa. Oh, fuck, there's a spear chucker. I gotta run. Oh, no, this is Memphis. Never mind.
I'm pretty sure there's Somalis out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh.
We got to get into a few personal things related to us really quick. First of all, I do have some bad news. I'm not going to be able to film Kingdom Cross season. What was I on? Season 3, season 4. Anyways, new season of Kingdom Cross. I'm not going to be able to do that. My shoulder is just not 100%. I can't hold a lot of things right now for a long time with my surgically repaired arm. So I really don't want to risk re-injury and have another surgery. So I'm just gonna, if I can't do it, I can't do it. I'm not gonna force it. Having that surgery really fucking sucks. So I'm scrapping it. And likely that is probably gonna be it for my off-road filming career. To be honest with you,
Well, that sucks.
Why don't you just get those Ray-Ban glasses and just do it with the glasses?
why not just use an iPhone?
Just walking around.
No, I can't do
Come
that
on.
shit. I have to do it right. But
Well, you know what? We could make a harness that it can sit up here, and wherever you look is what you're filming.
nah, maybe that'd be heavy.
You got big
But
shoulders.
I mean, I'm not going to completely get out of filming shit because I can still hold a camera, but just not for fucking 12 hours a fucking day on a trail hiking. You know what I mean? So
we'll fly you in like the zebra. All right, new point that Gabe's going to be at. Airdrop.
put a Camelback on me filled with some bourbon.
No, because that's going to be shit filming. You'll be like, who was it that was filming like that when we went out?
Might as well choose the iPhone.
Yeah,
Might as well choose Light Bright.
yeah,
Same quality.
yep. So anyhow,
Well, hold on. By the way, speaking of Light Bright, someone sent me a screenshot of a conversation Kevin was having with someone in what appeared to be a private group. Kevin says, or someone said, "It's too bad that your wheels aren't for sale anymore. I would have maybe bought some." And he says, "Yeah, too bad there's a company out there that's afraid of competition." And someone replied and said, "Too bad someone doesn't understand patent laws, and that's why your wheels are not longer for sale."
all of them.
Yep, I guess he was infringing on Apex Valve's patent.
Well, there you go. I just thought they just bought a new wheel out.
I don't know. Maybe they did without that valve stem.
Maybe.
But I still stick by the fact that they are made in a different country, and they are in fact backed by a Dubai company. I still stand behind that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I fact checked that shit myself.
It's not on Wikipedia.
No.
What was the other one that they were using to fact check people back in the day?
Oh, Snopes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll moving on to personal business things. Chris is got some news.
Yeah, so we're all 100% up and running now. Outlaw Offroad Huntsville has new owners, myself and my business partner, Ben. We're official. We're up and running. There's some shit getting talked in town that I want to clear up. The previous owner, which everybody knows who that was, that knows our podcast, is going around telling people that I stole all the money that was supposed to be paid for parts and bought the parts and then resold them and kept all the cash. So
Wow.
if anyone knows where the money's
You're
at,
rich.
please tell me so I can, pay some bills and get out of debt. I don't seem to be driving around with anything flashy, like any extra on my car or going on holidays or anything like that. So if any customers are watching,
Did you buy a
reach out.
zebra?
I could have. I could have. Reach out to me. I'll be happy to explain to you everything that's happened. There are people right now that are past customers that are still reaching out to get refunds and whatever else, trying to chase the money down. So, and they're still coming to me to get their work finished. So he can spread all the rumors he likes. Everybody knows how bad Gerald is. He's not really well liked in town, and I wish I had known that before I moved out here, because I wouldn't have probably came. To the point where they're even having their open day on the same time as we are having our open day.
That's petty.
But I just want to ask you guys a question. If you have a detailing shop and you had Jeeps, trucks, getting worked on in that detailing shop, would you take your car in there to get a PPF or any work done on it, knowing that there's dust floating in the air, metal fragments floating in the air? Like, come on. Like, it's just stupid.
Yeah, that's true. It needs to be a sterile environment.
Yeah, but you know what? Good luck to him. As long as he keeps his mouth shut, he might actually do something good in his town. But until then, it's not going to happen. You can only, it's always good to blame the other person so you don't look bad.
Mm-hmm.
But this time, just own up to it and just go, you know what? I fucked up and I'm trying to fix it. Yeah. Well, you're not trying to fix it. You're getting bailed out by a friend that's fixing it for you. So, that's my skin on it. But our open day is the 21st of June. We're doing a dunk tank for Hero Off-Road. All the proceeds will go to Hero. We're going to have we're dressing a clown up as a clown to go in the tank to hang shit on everyone trying to hit him into the water. But all the proceeds will go to Hero Off-Road. So, as Outlaw always does, we like to help raise money for Hero Off-Road, and this is a way we can do it. Hero Off-Road was going to pay for the dunk tank. We're just supplying it all. So everything, the whole day will be towards Hero Off-Road. So
sweet.
Yeah,
much deserved.
But thanks Armando for the idea, because
we appreciate it.
And still to this day, Doug says he's not getting in there.
By the way, Chris didn't get the memo today that you're supposed to be wearing a rock crawler shirt.
I know. Apparently, the memo only went across the two of us.
Okay, you guess what?
I'm telling Jeremy.
Tell him. Tell Jeremy, because it's his fault. I'll tell you why.
He doesn't send people shirts.
I've known Jeremy for 7 years now.
I had to make this one myself.
In America, every show I've gone to, hey, Jeremy, got a shirt? Oh, let me check. Nope. Still hasn't sent me one. I don't even have a rock crawler hat. I have nothing rock crawler.
You know what? I had a rock crawler hat, and I'm not going to say whose kid it was, but he was so cute, and he asked for my hat. And I was like, I can't say no. So I gave him my hat.
Was someone at Terraflex's kid?
Yeah.
It was actually Dennis.
So, it's just, it's Jeremy's fault.
Jeez.
Damn it, JP.
Yeah. Like his marketing team needs to step up.
I can't say shit. I have like 7 rock shirts.
Well, that's because
you made yours too. That's why.
You know why?
No.
It's because he doesn't get rid of fat boy shirts. He has plenty of them. It's the normal guy, the large XL, he sells out of straight away.
That's funny because we go through 2X shirts, the hero side, like more than anything else.
Yeah,
I believe it.
Well, times have changed because when I had the throttle controllers, I couldn't get rid of 3X, 2X. XL, large, and medium was my biggest sellers.
Yeah, no.
Hey, by the way, do you have one of those 2X? For a BMW?
No.
Okay, just checking.
I do. I have an old. I have the old style. So if you want the old style, yes.
No. Fuck
but
that.
I can fix. I'm getting the newer style too, so don't worry about it.
I'm bougie. You know that. I have a BMW now. I don't use blinkers.
Yeah, and you probably set up people's ass too.
I do. I'm like, fucker, drive faster. Go faster. Why don't you go faster? I want to go faster.
Yeah, because you're in a car that can actually do 60 miles an hour now.
Yeah. If I was in the Tacoma, I'd be like, this
not
is
shake.
such a lovely day. This is a beautiful country back road.
Look, babe,
Look
look
at
at
the
that flower.
cows.
Well, that cow's passing us.
Yeah. No, that's a zebra.
That's a big zebra.
Big brown zebra.
Yeah, no, we're excited, so it should be good.
Yeah.
Should be.
I'm excited. I'll be there on the 21st with my camera. I think I'm going to take my camera just to,
Yeah, just do a little bit.
yeah. We might be doing something later that I can use it for. So,
Correct. Yes.
yeah. All right, now to the subject that is
You
going to
can
take
get mail
most
at the
of-
shop, right? I'll text you this later. Forget it.
I don't want a mail order bride.
You are a mail order bride.
I am not.
Thunder from down under.
Yeah. So apparently, I've got a letter coming from the immigration department. So I'll know next week, hopefully, if I'm still here or not.
Well, if you got your green card, that's a good sign, right?
Well, it's temporary residence, so I've still got to go through the interviews and whatever else before I get the citizenship. So the green card is just to allow you in the country, and it renews. So if it doesn't renew, then you're out. So that's why you got to have interviews and stuff like that.
Oh, you know what? Where were we that you were like one day away from it expiring? Were we in Telluride?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, that's where we're up in Colorado.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, that's where Telluride is.
Yep. I was telling for everybody who doesn't know that's watching where Telluride is. Not everybody knows geography in America. You know,
That's true.
You know, some people don't even leave their own town their whole life.
That is very true. But
I know.
I don't think our followers are these people. I mean, they could be.
Who knows? But anyway, now they know.
Yeah. And now people will know that Armando and I grew up in a small farming community called Los Angeles. And currently there are some very irate farmers in Los Angeles.
Migrant farmers.
Migrant farmers that are setting
It's actually not farmers, migrant farm workers. The farmers.
farm workers, yes. And
farm
construction
workers.
workers from Home Depot.
Yes.
They are setting fires to cars, buildings, and
Yes.
destroying property.
Hey,
Yes. All hardworking pillars of society.
yeah, illegally.
Yes.
No, undocumented.
Illegally.
Supposedly.
Illegal.
Allegedly.
Illegal.
So
If you don't have papers, you're illegal.
let me start by saying that there was a 34% swing from 2000 to 2005 when legal immigrants polled and asked, where is your stance with Trump, positive or negative, with his actions on illegal immigration? Currently, it's sitting at negative 6% compared to 2000 at 24%.
Yep.
This is from just legal immigrants. Now, the rest of America, it's an overwhelming majority that people are against illegal immigration.
Mm-hmm.
So right now there's a lot of unrest because of the ICE movement in Los Angeles. Los Angeles has forever been a sanctuary city, unapologetically. And right now our administration is saying, you know what? This is not going to fly anymore. And this is what I voted for. I'm with this 100%.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing is, just because you're a sanctuary city doesn't mean that you can't bleed immigrants once they're like, oh, I'm safe here, and then they just bleed out into other states.
Mm-hmm.
So it's why have a border wall or a border if they're allowed to come into California, stay in California, and then bleed out to other states?
Mm-hmm.
No.
So what a lot of people aren't talking about also is at one point California had one of the largest surpluses in the nation. And over a 8-year, I think it was an 8-year span, they've gone to a deficit because every year they're forking out $34 million in benefits to illegal immigrants.
Yeah, that's, everyone complains about the gas pricing out there. Where do you think the tax money goes from the gas pump?
They got to make it up somehow.
They got to pay the immigrants.
And the tax just went up again.
Mm-hmm. Like everyone's
that's just
literally.
the gas tax. That's
Yeah.
just the gas tax.
Yeah.
What about what is their sales tax?
I think it is 8.75.
Are we sure? Are we sure? I thought it was.
It might have gone up. It might have gone up, but I thought it was 8.75.
Says Los Angeles. Let's see. Los Angeles, California, 7.25, 1% sales tax, county tax, and then special tax. So you're at 9.5 to 9.75. 10%. 10% of everything you buy after you've already been taxed on your income. Now 10% goes to that. Now let's go to real estate tax.
Now, just in comparison, Tennessee overall tax with sales tax, I pay about 10% overall, like with the fees and all of that.
Yep.
But
There's no
I don't
income
have
tax.
a state income tax.
Yeah, we have state income tax, but it's dumb. It's you basically zeros out, regardless of whatever you do. You kind of even out, zero out, whatever.
Mhm.
So let's see.
Am I reading this properly? That California state income tax is like
It's high.
6% between $40,000 and $55,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is not a very friendly state for retirees. They're being taxed big time right now. California is like, oh, you're a senior? I don't care. You have a savings? I want it.
Well, I'm taxed 5% on my income, state tax.
I think that's about average. No, I'm wrong. Let me track that because I don't want to be wrong.
Yep, 5% on all taxable income over $6,000.
I think the average is closer to 6. But again, I might be wrong. I'm not looking it up right now. I'm just trying to go off of memory. Anyhow, we have Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass, the leaders of Los Angeles and California, basically just pointing blame at Trump for inciting these riots. But I seem to remember these riots happening way before Trump sent in any National Guard or Marines. Mm-hmm. So for them to try to point this at Trump is just fucking ridiculous. Listen, LAPD chief was on TV saying it is out of control. We don't have a handle on it. At some point, someone has to do something. Mm-hmm. If Gavin Newsom is not going to do anything and let this unrest happen, this riotous shit happen, someone has to do something, and Trump is stepping up and saying, you know what? I'm putting my foot down. This is not going to be 2020 all over again. We're not doing this shit. The American people are tired of this. We have liberal fucking fatigue. We're tired of your bullshit. Everyone is like, stop it.
Yep.
And it's so obvious now. And there's an X feed that did the legwork, the paperwork, and found that these are paid protests. These protesters are antagonists. They're being paid to go out there.
Yeah,
they're going to a block. Right. They're going to a block, a city block, where there's already dropped off pallets of bricks and other things.
Yeah.
They're being bussed in. There's being face masks. What do they call them, Armando? Biohazard mask.
Those biohazard masks, a big, like
Truckloads of biohazard masks are being
they're-
dropped off.
the safety ones too. So there's non-shatterable,
They're not cheap.
and
They're
not
like
cheap.
$60
No.
each.
If not more.
Yeah. Someone is
Yeah,
paying for
and-
this.
And it's Pella, and then there's also the I don't know how real that one is, but there's the Craigslist of pictures they keep showing of looking for these people to be badasses for the next team that they're doing. Have you seen that? It's like,
No.
come on, it's
So
Yeah, it's-
the heiress to Walmart, I think her name is Christy Walton, is behind this No Kings movement that you might have heard about. It's supposed to happen next week on Trump's birthday. There's supposed to be civil unrest everywhere. She's putting it out there. At some point,
Do these people
May-
not
may-
realize?
maybe they'll blow up some Walmarts,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe.
and she'll shut the fuck up and realize that she's
Did you realize that the
Shit.
only sane fucking Democrat that has not condoned any of this is Fetterman?
Well, because he's pushing more to the conservative side. He's came out and he said he doesn't like the far left wing of the politicians. He says, I'm not that.
Yeah.
I still want to wear my tracksuit pants. I don't want to wear a suit, so I'm going to be in the middle.
I think that's where a lot of America is, in the middle. And they've been pushed right.
Yep.
There's a lot of moderates that have just been like, you know what? I can see where this is going, and I don't like it.
Yep.
I'm going right.
So did you see that now? Let me get it right. Minnesota, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
A Minnesota politician has came out and said that she's an illegal.
Yeah.
I'm like, how does that shit happen? That means, man, that means
It's a
one
felony.
day. That means one day I can be the president of the United States.
Well, you're not supposed to be in Congress and be illegal. You're supposed to be, well,
Legal.
a citizen, really.
You have to be a citizen. So
is there a law in Congress for that?
Yeah. You have to be a citizen
be a
of, I
citizen.
think, a minimum of 14 years. I think it is.
oh, it might be 7 years.
I know there's a minimum. I think 7 might be at 14. Maybe I was right about numerations of 7. I don't know. But yeah, you do have to be a citizen for a minimum of X years.
Okay, yeah, it is 7, probably 7 years,
7? Okay.
and inhabitant of the state he or she represents.
Yeah. So I met what's her name? Taylor. What's her? The Georgia representative, Marjorie Taylor.
Marjorie Taylor? Taylor Greene?
Yeah, that one. We spoke for like an hour at a car event, and she said to me straight away, she goes, you know what? You're more patriotic than most Americans. You should run state level. And I said, well, if I was a citizen, maybe so. Because I'm very big in politics. Like, whoever knows me outside of this podcast knows how patriotic I am to America and my involvement in politics. And I'm like, hell yeah. Like, she goes, because you sound just like America used to be. You know what you can lose and what you should be grateful for. That's why you moved here. And I said, hell yeah. I said, I'm watching it getting taken away just like it was in Australia. It's going downhill. They take this, they take that little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit there, and the next generation, they do the same thing. Before you know it, it's not America anymore. I saw a bit of America yesterday, though, when the rubber bullets came out. I'm like, hell yeah, target practice.
Did you see that Australian reporter get smacked in the
yeah.
leg with a rubber bullet?
Yes. I don't think it was for her, though.
No,
I'm
it
pretty
wasn't
sure
for
it was,
her.
it was for the
There was
guy
people
next
behind
to
her.
her. No,
Yeah,
it was
there's
next
people
to
behind
her.
her. I mean, that's how fucking stupid can you be? You're in a fucking pretty much a war zone.
Yeah,
In a
and
war
she's-
zone,
and there's
just
nothing
talking like
yeah,
nothing.
but there's nothing on her that says media.
Yeah.
She's got her back towards the guy, and I laugh because you could see him just look at it, size her up, and just pull the trigger, and it's just like poof, and he's just like whatever.
Well, the funniest is the cameraman. He just runs away and then he comes back. Are you okay? Leave no man behind.
Yep. And then I saw another one today Did you see the police officer shoot long distance
No.
up on top of a building? So there's a camera guy, someone filming the police, and they were probably, I don't know, 30, 40 feet away, maybe even longer than that. And the cop turns around, sights the guy up in the air, and goes, "You know what? If I have this elevation on my gun, if I shoot it, it should lob far and just hit him." Oh my God. The flashlight comes on the gun and he just goes, boom, and you see it fly through the air and come straight for the guy. And next thing you hear, oomph, God. And you can see like the cop laughing at the same time. He's like, yes, I got that guy. There's a game like that. I can't remember what it was called.
Duck Hunt.
Nah, not Duck Hunt. You had to shoot like a tank, and you had to shoot over the obstacle and get the other tank.
Tank.
Tank?
Is
Was that tank?
It was a tank. I can't remember those games from back then, but it was something like that.
It was a game
I'm
about
sure-
a tank.
Yes.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that might listen to this that don't know who we are and call us racist or xenophobes for our opinions on immigration. So let me tell you this. As a Mexican American born and raised in Los Angeles, I'm embarrassed by what I'm seeing in Los Angeles right now. These people are not my people. These are literally illegal immigrants. The people that I grew up with and know might have looked at this and said at one point, you know what? This ain't about me. I'm not doing this shit. This is just stupid. This is my neighborhood. I'm not burning down my fucking neighborhood. I'm not going to fucking start fucking with the cops because the cops know me. They know where I live. These people are not my people. I don't know about you, Rhonda, but I'm embarrassed.
I don't believe that they are illegals that are out there.
No, they're antagonists.
Look, if you look around, you look at what they're wearing, you look at the unmasked section, it's a lot of gangbangers, a lot of black gangbangers, probably Crips and Bloods that got hired to go out there and do stuff. You look at the faces that are out there and the color of skin, the way that they dress, it's not freaking cholo wear. It's not the guy that you see at Home Depot doesn't wear clothes like that.
Nope.
The guy that you see that you go to the store and maybe he's here illegal and he's in the store shopping with his family or whatever, and you know that he's a hardworking guy. He looks like he's been working all day. That's not who's out there riding.
Yeah, look at the guy with the skateboard. He doesn't look Mexican.
Yeah, the guy he's beating up a Telemundo truck.
Yeah.
Fucking really? Like think about that. Think about that. I mean, it's like
So this reminds me of 2020
Yes.
with all the protesting going on, the riots going on, burning Minnesota down, all that kind of bullshit. It looks exactly like the same people. It's the same. They're organized exactly the same. That's what it is. We're back to 2020 again. And I think Trump now has gone, you know what? I'm not going to allow it to happen again. And I said that from the very beginning. Why are they not sending in the military just to clean the street?
just nip it in the bud.
Yep, just bring them in, clean it up. And what was funny was that Newsom was saying that he said that the National Guard can't arrest citizens.
No, they can.
That's what the National Guard is for. The military, the federal military, the Army, the Marines, cannot do that on their own people. That's why the National Guard was created.
Well, let's clear something up. I do believe they can't arrest someone on charges. What they can do is detain someone, hand them over to local law enforcement. Local law enforcement will then take the report from the National Guard, enter it into the report, and formally charge that person. That is more likely the process.
Or Trump announces it's an insurrection, and then the military can come in.
Right. Which it is an insurrection.
Correct.
By definition, it is.
Yeah.
What happened January 6th was not. And the DOJ came out and said, no, that was not an insurrection. It was just chaos. It was a riot. And that was for Republicans, that was a black eye. I will say that. But if you look,
We
if
didn't
you think
burn
about
nothing
it,
down.
if you think about it, yeah, we didn't burn that building down.
They had the perfect opportunity to burn the Capitol down, but did they?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there was no one there with guns. There was no one there with a sledgehammer breaking up pieces of concrete to use as weapons.
Yep. Or setting things on fire, and
Did it last a week?
Yeah,
No.
didn't last a week. Lasted
Did it last week?
a couple of hours.
couple hours.
Yeah.
And the worst that happened was some guy shot a woman and killed her, and it wasn't anyone that was involved in the state capitol. It was a civilian.
Yep.
The only person that died that day. So you cannot compare 2020 Summer of Love, 2025 Summer of Love to one day that is a black eye for the Republicans, because let's face it, the Democrats have, if they were a multi-eye fish, they would have multiple black eyes.
Yep.
So if we want to compare, let's compare.
Yep.
There's not any comparison. What's happening out there? What did they say? The last time that the National Guard and the Marines were deployed,
Was it 92?
what was in California?
Yeah, it was in California.
So the problem isn't anything but California.
Well, let's also remember this has been done 32 other times in history where National Guard and military has been called to a city. This isn't the first time. So this is the second time. So let's not act surprised. The left likes to play the fucking victim.
Oh, always.
So like they're saying right now, don't believe your eyes. Your eyes are lying to you. Really? Are they?
Well, it's like they
Are
said,
they?
it's all peaceful protests when the cities are burning down. It's peaceful.
Yeah.
That building's just caught on fire by themselves. It's just natural. No one set them on fire. It just happened.
Yeah.
Spontaneous combustion.
Yep. Like
Hot. It's hot.
Literally.
It's summer. It's
Yep.
summer. It's hot. Spontaneous combustion.
So a couple of other things I want to address. I posted this on my Facebook this morning. I saw a lot of lefties complaining, and when I say these lefties, I say these Mexicans that are here probably illegally, or those that are just not educated enough, saying that what they're doing is okay because the United States is on stolen land. And they're referring to Texas, New Mexico, Nevada, Arizona, California, Utah. And quite frankly, that is a lie. This is not stolen land. This is purchased land. The United States, before I go there, let's back up, because I gave a brief history lesson on my Facebook post. I'm going to go a little bit deeper. Okay. Mexico was at one point colonized by Spain. Spain colonized all the way up into the Americas, as I mentioned, Texas, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, California. When Spain relinquished their what do you call it? Their hold on Mexico, and Mexico gained their independence. That's when Mexico gained that land. Now, mind you, that land in the Americas actually belongs to the Native Americans. I don't recall any treaties or money handed over to the Native Americans by the Mexicans for that land. That land has only been in ownership of Mexico for 27 years before the United States purchased it. So at the time that the United States purchased that piece of land during the Guadalupe Hidalgo Treaty, after the Mexican-American War, Mexico was in shambles. They were fiscally just devastated. They didn't have any money. That country was, and still is, a shithole. We gave Mexico $15 million for that land. So that land was purchased and not stolen.
At that time was a huge
Shit ton
chunk
of
of money.
Yes. Yes. So that's number one. Don't listen to these fucking people that's saying that this land is stolen. It's not stolen. And by the way, if you're too fucking weak to defend yourself against people trying to conquer your land, as you say, then you don't deserve it. History has said and repeatedly done just that. The Romans conquered how much of Europe and Asia? How much did Genghis Khan conquer in Asia and some parts of Europe? Let's not pretend that this is history. And that's how history has worked time and time again. Okay. Now, here's the other thing. Yes, we are upset that there's people in our country waving Mexican flags, burning our shit down, throwing rocks at our police officers and hurting them. And we don't like it. It's obvious. They're insurrectionists. This is an invasion. Now, these same people are saying, oh, but it's okay to wave the Confederate flag. Okay, now for these people that are not educated, the Confederates were also known as the Confederate States of America, which is in America. And for you to say that they're not American is fucking ignorant as fuck. You dumb motherfuckers.
Yep.
Now, I don't agree with the Democrats in the rebellion, because let's face it, those were Democrats. Mm-hmm. Confederates were Democrats. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that this war, the Civil War, was just about slavery, because every war is not just slavery. Every war literally starts because of property lines or, guess what, economics.
Yes.
And that's what the Civil War was really about, was economics. To say that you cannot in America wave a Confederate flag is bullshit. I don't agree with it, but it's bullshit. They can wave the flag all they want because they're Americans.
And that's,
in America.
They have the right to do so.
Yes.
As an American.
Yes. But you don't have the right to wave a flag of a foreign country while burning fucking shit down.
Mm-hmm.
Try doing that somewhere else.
Yeah.
Try doing that in a small town.
Try doing that somewhere in Mexico.
No,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing.
Take an American flag down
Yes. Well, that's the whole thing. If this was somewhere else, like, go to, I don't know, pick the worst South American country and go do something like they're doing right now. They just shoot you in the street.
Venezuela.
Yeah, shoot you in the street.
there. Yeah.
But why is it they don't do it down there? Because that's what'll happen. But they come here and they do it. And there's a reason for that. It's because we have freedom in this country and you just can't go around shooting people. Like, I heard, I think it was the mayor of LA or someone in higher ups turn around and say, well, these people all have rights as Americans living here. I said, no, they don't. You only have a right as an American if you're a citizen. Or you have a green card like I do. Because you have...
Oh, yeah, brag about it, don't you?
Yes. Well, you know what? It's cost me a lot of money to get that card.
No, and rightfully so.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just joking, but you're right.
Yeah. And I have rights because I've earned them. I've paid for them. I've done my time. These people cross the border. I understand they want to live in a better place. I understand that. But go through the process.
Yeah.
Don't just cross the border and then cry that you can't stay here. Well, you broke the law. As soon as you cross that border illegally, you are a criminal. Criminals don't have rights here unless you are a citizen.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not a citizen, so you have no rights. So therefore, you can cry, jump up and down as much as you want. I will push you onto a cattle truck and ship you back. That's the only right you get. You get to go back to where you come from, which is the Mexican border. I don't care if you're from Venezuela, Ireland, or whatever. You come across that border, that's where you go back. Mm-hmm. Straight back.
From whence you came.
Yep.
So there's a little bit of breaking news going right now. As you know, Gavin Newsom tried to sue Trump for the involvement of deploying the National Guard. Breaking news: a federal judge has turned down Gavin Newsom's request to restrict President Trump from using the National Guard to combat the riots in Los Angeles. Common sense has been met.
Yep.
Trump is completely within his right, no matter what anyone says. People can call him a king, a dictator, but this is written in our Constitution, in our laws.
At the end of the day, Just because you think it's not right doesn't mean it's not right.
Yes. Fuck your feelings.
It
Your
just
feelings are not laws.
it's always this. Oh, you have the right to this. Yes, they have every right to that. Like you see all these freaking people complaining about getting arrested. Oh, they did nothing. I'm like, they're throwing punches at cops, at military, or whatever.
They're throwing bricks on the off the overpass onto cop cars, hurting police officers, hurting federal agents.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind you protesting if it's peaceful, but all the news reports and the politicians saying that these are mostly peaceful is bullshit.
Yeah.
Did you see Trump said that Newsom should be tarred and feathered?
I did see that he said I like the guy, but he's incompetent.
Yep. Yeah, he said on Monday, or so yesterday, a suggestion said that Newsom should be tarred and feathered.
So now if he gets tarred and feathers, they're gonna sue Trump.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, look, that's not my lane. I'm going to give you legal analysis on whether Gavin Newsom should be arrested, but he ought to be tarred and feathered, the speaker said. So Johnson said that too.
I gotta find that one because that's funny.
Newsom's just like, he's
rogue.
Like, I don't know how, like, you could just get reelected and reelected when that state, like, even with the fires and, like, myself, I would, for me, would be enough to vote him out just because of damn gas prices. Gone.
Well, it wasn't happening. That's why I left.
Like,
You know what? I gotta be honest with you, and I hate saying this because I have family there, and a lot of them aren't this, but a lot of people there are fucking stupid. They are set in their ways. They are literally blue no matter who, and that's the problem.
But
The people that have left California are the ones that are not blue no matter who.
Yeah.
They might still vote blue, but they're like, you know what? I think I might actually vote libertarian this time.
Like, it's just, to me, I look at California. So since, even though I've lived here for 7 years, I've known, even back home in Australia, I used to come here and visit and go to Disneyland and San Francisco and stuff like that. I've seen the homeless in that amount of time just double, and just keep growing. I see California, the whole, like, LA, San Francisco, it's just homeless. Like, there's going to be no economy. It's just homeless people. Because they can't go anywhere. They're stuck.
Well, Silicon Valley's moving out. The movie industry is moving out. They're not going to have anything left because natural resources have ran out. One reason why California had a surplus was because of Hollywood, and it was because of Silicon Valley, and it was because they had so much natural resources. But now that that's all leaving and the natural resources have dried up and they're giving money to the illegal immigrants, all that's left is for the taxpayers to just fork up an astronomical amount of tax.
Yeah.
And at some point, it's going to break California. It's going to have to break California. There's going to have to be open eyes for this to happen. But it's going to break California. There's going to be a revolt. At some point, there's got to be, because it happens in history. And it's documented throughout history that, look at France. Or Marie Antoinette, what did you do with our money? I'm going to take your fucking head.
Yep.
There's going to be a change. And unfortunately, if the liberals continue with these protests that are violent, there's going to be another Kyle Rittenhouse coming out there purposely aiming for these fuckers. Not just out there protecting the business, but purposely aiming for them. It's going to be the shot heard around the world all over again. Civil War 2.0. And guess what? Guess who has all the guns and the training and the ammo? Us. And I'm happy about that. I really am. I feel sad for my family that cannot get out of their liberal mind state because they might be victims of this. But they make the bed they lay in.
Yeah. So,
And I'm sorry to say that.
I
At one point, I thought about, you know what? Maybe we should sell California back to Mexico. Take the money we get from selling California and buy Alberta, Canada.
Well, Mexico's got no money anyway, so they can't afford.
No,
it.
they don't. They don't. No.
So apparently, ICE went to Omaha this morning
Mm-hmm.
And raided Glen Valley Foods plant.
Yep. There was 2 idiots trying to jump on the hood of a vehicle,
Yep.
and I think one of them almost got arrested. They should have just arrested both of them.
Yep. 80 to 90 people they arrested. Well, detained.
Yeah.
Well, it's the whole thing. This is where it's the hardest thing for me is when I look at it and go, if you've been here illegally 5 years, let's just say 5 years, but you've been here for 30 years illegally, you've made a home, you've done this, you've done that, made a family, you're not living off the government. All right, put them into a new program to become citizens. If they're not, if they don't want to become citizens, you go home.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, as you've documented, it's not easy to become a citizen.
Yes.
It's a lengthy, costly process.
And you have no priors, like no felonies, no misdemeanors, no nothing. You're good.
Mm-hmm.
There's your golden egg. These are the chance you get. But if you've been here in the last 5 years when you knew there was a border wall going up under Trump and there was hard on illegal immigrants, and then Biden gets in and you rush that border, guess what? Back to home you go. Because you took advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
See ya. You're gone.
I'd be okay with that, I think.
Yep.
And that's all that President Trump has said, too. From the beginning, we need to vet these people.
Correct. We need to know
We
who they are.
can't just let everyone come in willy-nilly.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I think
Even
that'll
Canada.
be perfect. You know.
Yeah, even Canada, you try to become a citizen, you have to have X amount of dollars in your bank account before you can become a citizen or even get into Canada.
Yep.
But here, you could be dirt poor, just the clothes on your back, with a baby in your arms, and we'll say, yeah, sure, come on in. You might have to live on the street for a little while if that's okay with you, but sure, come on in.
Yep. Well, okay, you look at, everyone says, if you visit America and you're pregnant, you have a baby, well, your kid's American. No. If you are not a citizen of this country and you have a baby here, it's not a citizen. It's wherever you come from, that's where it has a citizenship. Just like it used to be back in, watch the TV show, was it 1874 or 1876, whatever it is. It's, it's supposed to be based off Yellowstone, but way years and years and years
Oh, I know
before.
what you're talking about, yeah.
Right. When you came over on ships, if you were pregnant, they would send you back. Because if they knew you were so close to having a baby here, then you would get granted citizenship or whatever because your baby is now an American. They tried to outlaw that because that's not what the Constitution is meant for.
Mm-hmm.
It's meant for if you're legally here, but you're not a citizen and you have a baby, well then it's an American.
Mm-hmm.
So people just need to look at history and read the Constitution and go, oh, I understand that. The liberals are trying to tell you in a different light for you to believe it, that we're doing the wrong thing.
Right.
That the Constitution doesn't mean shit. This country was made by the Constitution.
So let me draw another parallel. We already know your story. Not a lot of people know this, but my dad married a woman from China. He met her online. I don't know what website or anything, so I don't know. I can't give that out to people that are looking for Chinese mail-in bridesmaids.
Oh,
But-
you called me a male bride. Unbelievable.
But yeah, my dad met this woman online somehow. I didn't get into details because I don't want my dad's business like that. I just don't want those fucking nightmares. Anyways, he went out to China to meet her. He saw the Great Wall. He went to her province in northern China. You know, he did the whole thing. They developed a very close friendship that turned into a relationship, that turned into love, that turned into a marriage after, I think, 10 years. Before they got married, obviously, she moved to the United States. She got her, like Chris said, he has to go through a process and everything to come here legally with a visa. So that's what she had to do. So it took her some time to get a visa to come here. Because in China, it's not easy for people to leave.
Nope.
On top of that, she had her own business, which was very rare in China for a woman to own her own business, by the way. And when you own a business in China, you don't own all of it. The CCP owns like more than half of it. Mm-hmm. So she had to deal with all of that. She came to visit my dad in the United States. They hit it off. My dad proposed. While she was here, they got married. She ends up staying here, obviously, because she wants to be an American. She's in love with my dad. She's going through the process now of becoming a naturalized citizen.
Cool.
Her daughter, she had to leave her daughter behind. Her daughter at the time was just out of what they call basically high school. She had a job and all that, so she was self-sufficient. But she didn't want to leave her daughter behind, right? So her daughter also had to...
Did you hear what you said?
What?
Did you hear what you just said?
Say
She's
it.
literally out of high school and she's got a job.
Yeah.
So, 18.
Yeah, she's about 18. She was about 18 at the time.
That's right. My mind went... I didn't...
She wasn't on
reason-
OnlyFans, Chris.
No, for some reason I thought it was, that she's younger and she's in a
She was
sweatshop.
8. She got a job. She got a job making iPhones.
So
I apologize.
So finally it comes to a time where I don't want to know if I should say her name or not, but
No, you don't need to.
yeah. So she finally earned enough money that she can start her process of moving to the United States and becoming a citizen. Well, guess what? COVID happened. They pushed everything backwards because there was a lot of issues with obviously Trump having, I think at the first he put a travel ban. And then because of that travel ban, people in China had a lot of issues going anywhere, any country, really.
Yeah. They closed China down.
Yeah. So finally everything was lifted. She had to pass numerous health inspections
Same.
to leave China.
Yep.
And every time she came up positive with COVID. So it took her 2 years to have a negative test of COVID. She finally passes one. They grant her a visa. She comes to the United States. And she's now here 4 years. Mm-hmm. And in 4 years, she's gone to a 2-year college. She's learned English. She's got a really good job. And she's on her way to becoming, I think she said she wants to be an engineer.
And see, that's the American thing, yeah? Like, she wants to come here and assimilate and do the best she can. But she'll get granted what she needs to get granted because she's bettering her life and not going to live off the government.
Mm-hmm.
Most people come here in this country and they just want to live off the government. Live on food stamps and, let the government pay for them to live.
Well,
have a kid
you're
and
right.
get more money.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, California has a deficit now because of that. Mm-hmm. People realize I can go to California because California is a sanctuary state. They're going to pay everything.
Yep.
My health care. They're going to give me stamp or SNAP, food stamps, and I'm going to get free food. I might even get free housing. It's just so unfair to people that want to come here the right way. It's just it's I'm not one of these people, but it angers me because I have obviously she's my stepsister and she's my family, but you're also my friend and my family.
Yep.
I care about you people. I want you taken care of. I don't know these other fuckers that just came up over the border with nothing. I don't give a fuck about them.
Yep.
It's not because I don't know them like that. It's because they didn't do it the right way. They don't have what it takes to come here the right way. And it's not that I hate that. It's just that we want people here that are not going to be leeches, that want to be part of our society, that want to assimilate. Nothing pisses me off more than a fucking Mexican that won't learn English.
Yeah. They expect us to learn Spanish.
Right.
And I'm like, no, I'm too old to be learning that shit. I'm sorry.
You know how hard it is for Chinese people to learn English? And these people are really trying to learn English. Even Chris is trying to say zebra instead of zebra.
God. I do say y'all. Fuck. Yeah. It's just, we had the
By
same.
the way, this is my third glass of whiskey, so if I start slurring, you know why.
Well, it's better than being high.
I got my vape right here.
You leave it there. That's when the shit really goes downhill. You go off into La La Land. It's like, Gabe, come back. Oh, sorry.
Not all the time.
So, yeah. I don't know. We'll just see what happens because apparently there's more protests in different cities. So,
Yeah.
see if any more. Atlanta's supposedly having a protest today. I haven't heard nothing about it, but on immigration, but who knows?
So, I don't know if you guys heard, but there was a rumor that ICE went into a school in California. Did you hear about this? Yeah.
No.
So there's a rumor that ICE went into a school in California and basically took people out of there. Well, this supposedly happened in Norwalk, California, which happens to be a city where I have a lot of family in. And I'm going to screen share this really quick so you can see it so that people don't think I'm just fucking faking this shit. But this is from the city of Norwalk Facebook page. The city of Norwalk is actively monitoring developments on the region related to immigration enforcement activity. Earlier this afternoon, the Norwalk La Mirada Unified School District confirmed immigration and customs enforcement was observing staging in the church parking lot next to Huerta Elementary School in Norwalk. According to the school district, no agents entered the school site or any school district property. Cerritos College also reported federal immigration activity in the area. However, the college reported no federal agents on campus. The Los Angeles County Sheriff Department has confirmed they do not enforce civil immigration laws, nor do they ask about an individual's immigration status when responding to calls for service. We recognize the recent reports may cause concern and confusion, and we want to assure our community that the public safety remains a top priority. Blah 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 blah. So, all the liberals have to go on is rumors, hyperbole, and conjecture.
Well, if they say it enough times, people believe it. And when you have all the liberal news talking the same story, people are going to believe it.
And all the liberal politicians all coming out with the same exact rhetoric. It's the same thing. They're all saying the same thing. Oh, Trump's inciting something. Trump's inciting something. It's Trump's fault. Like, well, let's not talk about the fact that you've allowed this to get out of hand.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's always going to happen because these people constantly do the same shit. It's just rinse and repeat.
Mm-hmm. At some point, like I said, someone's going to be tired of this shit. There's going to be what I would call a patriot that is going to gear up, call his friends, say, gear up. We're going to LA. and we're taking care of the problem ourselves. It's going to be the shot heard around the world part 2.
Yep. I think
Because America's tired of this shit. We're tired of the fucking riots. It's only one political party that continues this. For years, it's one political party that continues this bullshit. Everyone's tired of it. It does nothing. What does looting the Nike store have to do with immigration? What does looting the iPads and the iPhones have to do with immigration?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just nothing. It's all
Again,
just
I'm in my whiskey, but correct me if I'm wrong. iPads have nothing to do with immigration.
Unless they're giving them out for free.
Oh, those are Obama phones.
Yep.
Yeah, Obama's giving those out for free. For sure.
They're still giving away for free.
Yeah. Oh well. Just let the party begin. That's all I say.
All I know is I have stuff behind me right here on my wall. I have a safe specifically for ammo. People are fucking stupid to think that we won't use it against them if we feel threatened. Mm-hmm. There's a reason why I collect it.
Yeah.
It's for you. I don't trust you fuckers. There's a reason why I live amongst white people. It's because white people have never tried to kill me in my life. Only black and brown people. That's why I got the fuck out of LA.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. That's why I chose Alabama.
I don't blame you, man.
I'm only an hour and a half away from you, Gabe, and I'm coming.
Okay, let's get off of this because
I'll hide in the trees with you.
I only brought up so much whiskey upstairs to last an hour, and we're like an hour 20 minutes now. I'm out of whiskey. They won't let me smoke my vape. Something's gonna break.
Yep. All right. There we go. Till next week. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people share our enthusiasm on things need to be fixed, and they share their opinion on things are fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel free to comment. Let us know your thoughts.
Please do. If you think I should stop drinking during podcasts, please leave a comment below.
Or don't.
Or don't. Yeah, that might be better. I don't read the comments anyways, except for the ones Chris Mons leave.
Well, I read the comments all the time, and I'll respond to them too. Bring it
Do
on.
you?
Yeah, when I remember to go in and have a look, yeah, bring it on. Send them
I
away.
can't read comments anymore. I learned this from having the Cross 5280. The comments piss me off the most because it's someone that's like, "Hey man, I don't like that song at minute 1.30."
That's all right. They're just a person on the internet. They're a keyboard warrior. Who cares? Say what you want to say.
This is another reason why. This is another reason why I no longer want to be involved with social media. Yeah. Is because people just suck.
It's fun.
Like, I've learned how to restrain myself from actually speaking my mind and holding my opinion until we start this podcast. Because for the most part, we start leaving your opinion in text form. It either does one or two things. One, it doesn't provide enough context for what you're saying. Or two, people take it out of context because they want to take it out of context.
Yeah. You're just angry all the time. So, you just take it as a negative. Like, that guy's attacking me. Fuck you, motherfucker.
You know what's funny? I have this one little friend, and I'm doing my best not to unfollow him. He's out of New York. He's a veteran. He's a veteran. And that's one reason why I have a soft spot for him. I'm not trying to say that I understand the veteran struggle, but having a lot of veteran friends, I empathize with their struggle, I should say. Right, Armando? I think we can both agree on that. Mm-hmm. So I'm pulling for the guy, even though he's a lefty. He's very misinformed. There's a lot of things that I've had to correct him on. For example, He doesn't like the fact that I live in Tennessee in the South because he thinks that his tax dollars go to supplementing my income. I had to educate him on how federal taxes from us are distributed amongst the different states and how the different states collect these different subsidies from the government. It wasn't until I pointed out that his New York state takes more money in federal grants and subsidies than Tennessee does. His mind was blown. The New York subway system alone takes more money in federal money than Tennessee does. It's pretty fucking crazy, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous. But it's everywhere. Everywhere in these big blue states, there's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
California, the freeways, they give them all this money, and then now you got to pay a toll to a private company.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell allowed that? Who's getting paid back from that?
That's in Colorado too now.
Yeah, well, they're Florida now.
You want to talk about that? Australia is full of it. Like, Australia doesn't own anything. It's all foreign owned. You pay to use it. The money doesn't come back into the country. It just flows out of there.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad business. So, it's just going to constantly get worse if people don't realize that if you don't use American companies in America, eventually, country goes broke.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing here to keep the revenue flowing to pay for things. So, it is just got to watch what we buy and who we get to build shit.
Speaking of buying shit, I don't know if you heard this. I don't know if you heard or not, but the left is calling Trump Taco. Did you hear this?
Taco.
It's an acronym for Trump something chicken. Trump something chicken. I don't know. It's some sort of acronym. Anyway, it's referring to Trump putting the 90-day restriction on China's tariff.
Trump always chickens out.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. It's called negotiating. It's not.
Right.
It's not chickening out. You fucking idiots. Like, oh my God. It's like holding something over someone's head to say, I'm going to do this unless you do this. Let's meet in the middle somewhere, or you drop what you're doing and I'll drop what I'm doing.
Yeah. The man literally wrote the book on how to negotiate.
Yes. It's called
literally wrote the book.
What's it called? The
art of the deal.
That's it.
I have it right here. I've read it. It's on my bookshelf right here.
Yep.
Now, let me tell you, even though I've read it, I still can't fucking negotiate a deal.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, oh well.
The man is a genius. He's not Kanye West, but he's still good.
Yep. So, all right, let's be done.
All right.
I'm hungry.
Yeah. Sorry, everyone, for being in my whiskey and kind of going off the rails a little bit, but this is a subject that I just had to let the whiskey go and let the tongue be free, because this is something that it just is just it's been pissing me off. So
can't have you pissed off.
I don't want to bottle it in.
Drink it out.
There you go. Smoke, drink, fuck. In that order.
Oh God.
Sorry, Chris's mom. Cover your ears. Earmuffs.
Sorry, Jennifer, for what's about to happen.
Oh my God.
I'm going to text her right now just so she knows. So she's not going to happen to her and then go, it's happening again?
Armando's about to text my mom. Do you know what your son just fucking said?
I don't have your mom's number.
No, you don't, but you have her Facebook.
I know how to find her.
Yeah. You son of a bitch.
All right. Till next week.
Till next week when Chris is drunk and I'm sober.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, just gonna record from home.
Yeah.
You gotta Uber to work.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Until next time, we'll catch you later. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.
Arrivederci.